Hello, Michael.
Hello.
What are we doing this weekend?
Other than sleeping and having a barbecue, what else am I doing? Oh yeah, we're going to Teesside. We're going to go and do some practice. The unheard of practice.
Very controversial thing practicing.
No one seems to do any practice, but we are actually going to go and do some.
People have started doing practice this year.
Yeah, I think
Slide
so.
do a bit, don't they? And
Slide do loads.
Slide do loads.
How do they get, I don't know how they get the time, money and tyres to do it.
Well, not busy enough.
Oh no, must not be busy enough. Or too busy. One of the two. Anyway. Matthew, if you could give me some tips on that, that'd be great. That'd be fantastic. I'd really appreciate that. Anyway, so we'll struggle on in our own little world of Walton Motorsport.
We've got a new van.
We've got a new van. So this is our old van.
Trusty transporter.
Trusty transport. I've had this for, how long have I had this?
5-6 years now.
It's maybe 6 or 7. Quite a long time. I dearly love this van. It's very good and it's quite quick. But sadly, I can't fit all of the stuff that I need to fit in it to go to events nowadays. It kind of stepped up a few levels in there. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit more difficult. So we've got a new van, a Peugeot Boxer.
Much bigger.
Quite a bit bigger. Quite a bit bigger.
So this, there's 20 tyres in there and the tent. That would have 3/4 filled the transporter.
Yeah, pretty much. You'd have been able to get a jack and a small toolbox in as well. This van, you can get loads in, look.
You can stand up in it.
You can get like 20 tyres in. And, yeah, so this is going to make our life, hopefully, fingers crossed, a lot easier to go to events.
And why have we ended up with a Peugeot?
Well, I really wanted another Volkswagen, obviously because I love my other Volkswagen so much. But the towing and loading weight for the Volkswagen is nowhere near this for some reason. I have no idea why, but it just isn't.
Yeah, so we can only legally travel to an event in this van. The Citroen and Fiat are the same though, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're the same van as this.
You basically have to have this body shell.
Yeah, and then you can tow what we need to tow and fit what we want to fit in the back. It's quite a nice van actually. Took it for a drive yesterday. It's alright. It's a bit plasticky. It's a Peugeot at the end of the day. It's alright. I'm probably thinking about it. We got black, but it's kind of this van's done 130 miles and looks like it's done 50,000 because of the.
Yeah, it didn't have turquoise as a colour option.
Yeah, it didn't have turquoise as a colour option, sadly. We're going to put some turquoise graphics on it. Aren't we, Andrew? You're going to design those?
Okay, let's carry on loading it up then.
What else are we doing? Oh, should we go talk about the car? The car's in here a little bit.
Car.
We did some bits and pieces to the car as well. Not only have we upgraded the van, but we've done a few little bits to the car.
Yeah, so not quite content with just having a speed sensor fitted from our previous video.
Yeah, no, so basically, I originally built the car, again about 5 or 6 years ago. We had the initial idea of using an electric power steering system, but not the kind that people use nowadays with an electric pump. We were going to put the electric column, which is off of like a Corsa or something, or a Fiat Panda, or I don't know, something like that anyway. So we decided to do that, and then we quickly decided it was a terrible idea, couldn't keep up, just overheated, it was terrible. Absolutely abysmal. But at the time I didn't have a chance to completely change this, so I just gutted the motor off it and cobbled it all up together with several U-joints to the front of the car, and that kind of worked for a little bit, but it's not very good, to be honest. Power steering issues, locks, there's too many UJs in it, so just locks and binds against each other. It's horrible to drive.
And it's worn out now. The bearings are worn
yeah,
out.
Oh yeah, and because it's been knocking against each other and I've just been fighting it the entire time, it's all worn out. So we went to our lovely friends at Garage and we got a, well, I say brand new, it's brand new to me, but we got a new S13 steering rack, right, steering column, sorry. And then we fit that. And luckily, it pretty much bolted straight up in place. So that is now pretty much a standard S13 steering column. There's like one less UJ in it, so it's just a standard setup from there down. So I'm hoping, I'll find out at Teesside, but I'm hoping that that will sort out some of the steering issues. However, the old steering setup, because it had so many UJs, used to clear the downpipe that I made quite nicely. The new one takes a much shallower angle, so as you can see it's very, very close to hitting the downpipe. In a minute I'm going to take the downpipe off, modify it and put it back on again so that it doesn't hit.
Well, for anyone interested, we run an Astra power steering pump.
Yeah,
it's an electric power steering pump which is located down here. Possibly need a cooler on it, but we won't know until we've
we've got, so with the steering issues, we're thinking that because the steering was always fighting itself down the column, that it's putting extra stress on the power steering, and the power steering was getting hot. Like at the end of the run, it was really horrible and hard to turn. So we're hoping that putting the new column on is going to put a lot less stress on it, so that it's not going to have to work as hard and not get as hot. If that's not the case, we might have to put a cooler on it, but we'll do one thing at a time and see what works. Aside from that, we haven't actually changed anything, have we?
Since it was last driven, it's had new diff, new subframe.
Oh yeah, we have had a new diff again from our lovely friends at Garage D. We got a GTR. We now run an LSD, a GTR LSD in the back of the car. We used to run a 300 ZX twin turbo diff that was welded, but we broke it quite spectacularly. I'll show you
down there. So it's not a standard GTR LSD either, is it?
This one is not. No, it's so Garage D special, as they say. It's something that Julian's made up to make it work, and I'll try it. See, I haven't driven it with it yet, apart from around the yard. Not really much of a test. So at round one, you may have noticed that I was driving the trusty compact instead of this car that we'd spent ages building, much to my dismay. And the reason for that was this: we just sheared the output spline on the 300 ZX twin turbo diff, which was very disappointing, as we didn't bring a spare or have a spare, because that's massive, and to be honest with you, I didn't think I was going to break it, but I did. So yeah, now we've got a GTR one in there, and we'll see how that works. Oh, in order to do that as well, we had to change the subframe over from, we had a 300 ZX twin turbo subframe, so we changed that over to an S14 one, which involved having it all aligned again, which Walton Smith at Nispro did lovely for us. Squeezed us in there, as usual. What else have we done?
And that's it, really. Speed sensor, rear deer.
Speed sensor, rear deer.
That's it. Nothing springs to mind.
I think so. So yeah, we're going to test the changes that we did on Teesside on Monday and hope that they work, and if they don't, it's going to be a busy week next week, isn't it, Andrew?
Alright, you did downpipe, I'll load the van.
I'm on it.
So we made it to Teesside.
Hello. Going to do a drift now. Check the power steering fluid. It's working mint, and then just really stiff now. That's what happened. Went like that.
have we done, Michael?
I broke it. Our Teesside's finest welder on the job.
It's lunchtime.
This is lunchtime.
Mike was upset Adam Simmons didn't buy him a McDonald's.
I'm deeply upset. I walked over there, he was munching on a Big Mac and was top oak. And they didn't even ask me. I'm not happy.
So we started the day, we took a load of grip out of the car, so we didn't just go and blow things up straight away. Slowly been putting it back in, so we stiffened the shocks and put the tyre pressures up a bit. Kind of getting the hang of it now, and
we're getting there, kind of wanting more and more grip, so we've kind of put a bit more in now. We've softened the shocks up, dropped the pressures, so got quite a bit more grip. Our wheel speed sensor that we installed seems to be showing reasonably high speeds going in. What was it, about 130 kilometres an hour it says?
Yeah, I think according to the data log it peaked at 132 kilometres an hour, which is about 70 mile an hour entry. Sounds about right. Every now you tell about a speed gun, to be honest, but it seems to be doing its job well, which is great. If you didn't check it out, there's a video of how we fitted out if you're interested in that kind of thing. So now we're going to turn the nitrous on and see if that works. We've had a few problems with nitrous, which we think is down to the ECU not being able to process it properly, along with the gearbox and everything else that's on there. Just kind of overloaded it a bit, which kind of makes sense because it doesn't really seem consistent of any issues, does it?
Doesn't really. It seems to, you can like sort of have like one thing or another, if you like. If you have more than 2 or 3 things like the anti-lag and bits and pieces on, and flat shift and data logging, if you have all of it on in one go, then it doesn't seem to be able to cope. But if you sort of switch one of them off, 2 of them off, then it seems to work okay. So we're just going to try putting the nitrous on now, and with our added grip, and see if we can go even faster. Hi, camera again. Not very happy.
Why is your Propshaft on the track?
I don't know. It's not attached to the car anymore. I hope my gearbox is still attached to the car. Most of the diff isn't attached to the car. I think, well, it felt like it sheared the prop, and then as the prop wrapped round, it just wrapped round the prop loop to keep it from killing me, basically. Just got caught up on that, and then it just tore it out of the diff, and then everything's locked up. Sorry, shouldn't have said that.
We're just going to get a trailer and try and get it on the train off the track.
Yeah, do that. I need a jump pack.
So we arrived back from Teesside, got it on the ramp, time to investigate the damage. So inside we have one not very healthy prop, a big hole where the prop tried to come through. Fire extinguisher's taken a big hit, so that's probably scrap for now.
That has taken a big hit. That's thick and seam welded.
That's kind of what we can see in here.
What about the tank? Tank's next to it. Oh, tank and fuel pump are always scot-free.
Alright.
Yay! Yay!
We'll raise it up and have a look underneath now.
See what sort of carnage ensues under here.
So the gearbox is still in the car.
Please be good. Okay.
Oh, it's ripped the broken the strain gauge.
Oh,
So
for goodness sake.
good expense. There's half of the prop. The exhaust is now not very healthy. Look at that. Seatbelt mounts down here.
Jesus.
Brake lines are chopped.
Exhaust is... Look at the state of that.
Exhaust is scrap. Water lines look right there. Coolant lines. What damage is there?
Propshaft. Diff.
Not very healthy.
Not very healthy.
Subframe is alright there.
Subframe is not broken. There is a lot of oil coming out of the dipper.
It's got that nose piece in it, isn't it? So pretty much what we guessed with the addition of the strain gauge being dead.
That's a bit disappointing, that strain gauge. Can we get another one in time?
Hopefully. Alright. So,
the gearbox mount is still good.
tune in next time to see us try and fix it before BDC, which we're leaving for in
3 days.
3 days.